There was a season in my life when getting ready felt like a luxury that I couldn't afford. You know those seasons when survival trumps selfhood, when you're needed every moment of the day and no one ever seems to ask, how are you really? I had babies on my hip, deadlines in my inbox. There were days when I didn't even know when the last time I even ate a full meal. And the only time I sat down was to nurse a child or collapse into sleep. The house buzzed with needs, lost lunches, lessons, laundry, and somewhere in that rhythm, I forgot to ask myself what I needed. So I'd roll out of bed, splash water on my face, and throw on whatever was clean, something stretched, stained, or chosen only because it didn't require thought. My hair stayed in the permanent messy bun. My wardrobe a shrine to function, not beauty. And then one morning, I stood in the bathroom, brushing my teeth, with one hand while balancing a toddler on my hip. The baby was crying, my phone was buzzing, and breakfast still wasn't made. I glanced up, and for a split second, I caught my reflection in the mirror and I paused. Not because I was startled by how I looked, but because I didn't recognize who I had become. Her eyes looked tired, not just sleep deprived, but hollow. Like there was no life, just a woman on autopilot. Her shoulders curved inward, like someone apologizing for taking up space. Her skin was pale, her clothes mismatched, her face expressionless. I stared at her for a long moment, and the question whispered through my mind like a breeze through a broken window. Where did she go? I didn't have an answer, but I knew this. She was missing, and I had let her disappear. And it wasn't one big moment, but 1,000 small choices. To put everything else ahead of my own soul. And that morning, tears welled up, and I realized that what would shift everything for me, I had stopped preparing for the day as if I mattered. And in doing so, I was telling myself that I didn't matter. Because let's be honest, we don't just wake up one day and stop believing we're worthy. It happens slowly, in the forgotten details, when we stop getting dressed, because no one's gonna see us. When we say, it's fine, and accepting feeling invisible. When we give up the rituals that once reminded us that we were alive, radiant, and seen. But sister, when you abandon yourself in the name of sacrifice, you don't just lose your style. You begin to lose your sense of self. And that's what happened to me. But here's what I know in my bones. Getting ready is not about vanity. It's about validity. It's a daily declaration that says, I am still here. I am still becoming. And today still matters. Maybe you've never spoken it out loud, but I wonder if you've ever whispered in your mind, what's the point of getting ready? No one's gonna see me anyways. I will put effort into myself when life slows down a bit. This is just a season, right? Season stretch. And suddenly, a few days without intention turns into weeks, then months, then a version of you who feels foreign. You still show up, you still give, you still love hard, but somewhere deep in the marrow of your bones, you feel like you disappeared. And I see it. I see it in the women that I work with every day. Women who used to glow when they walked into a room, who now shrink back, apologizing for their appearance before they even say hello. I hear it in their voices when they say things like, I used to love clothes, but now it just feels exhausting. I can't find anything that looks good on me anymore. I don't even know what my style is. I've lost it. But what they are really saying is, I've lost her. The woman who once felt alive in her body. The one who chose her earrings with joy, not obligation. The one who wore lipstick not because she had to, because it felt like her. So let me gently ask you, my dear friends, when did you stop preparing as if your presence mattered? When did you decide that it was okay to become an afterthought in your own life? And what would shift if tomorrow morning you chose to show up for yourself again? You see, it isn't about fashion. This isn't about impressing the world. It's about reclaiming a rhythm that reminds you that you matter. Because here's the thing that no one tells us. When you stop preparing yourself, you start preparing for invisibility. You were not made to be invisible. You were made to be a lighthouse, not a flicker in the corner of a dark room. But here is what I do know. When you start preparing again, even in the smallest ways, you begin to reclaim not just your look, but your life. And you are not the only one. You are not alone in this. So many women, strong, faithful, brilliant women, have found themselves stuck in this very space. Maybe you're raising babies and you don't have the energy. Maybe you're leading ministry and pouring into everyone else. Maybe you are navigating grief or burnout or just plain overwhelm. But beneath the fatigue and survival mode living, I believe that something sacred is still alive in you. Desire. Desire to feel beautiful again. Desire to step into a new season with purpose. Desire to wake up and say, yes. This version of me, I like her. That desire is holy. It is not superficial. It is the ember of identity still burning beneath the ashes. And this is the pivot, okay? The whisper in your spirit that says, what if I did start showing up just 5% more intentionally? What if not getting ready? What if I got ready in a way that reminded me of who I'm becoming? Not the Instagram ready version of you, not the Pinterest perfect mom, not the ideal you who has it all figured out. Just the you who chooses to rise with a little more intention, a little more grace, a little more hope. Because if no one else sees you today, you do. And that is reason enough to get ready. So here's the truth that we often forget. Getting ready isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. It's a sacred act of preparation, not for performance, not for perfection, but for purpose. Because you see, when we think about preparation, we often associate it with big things. Preparing for a speech, preparing for a wedding, preparing for a new job. But what if I told you that in the smallest daily acts of preparation, washing your face, picking out your clothes, brushing your hair, are some of the most transformational? Because these are the moments when you say to yourself, I'm not living this day by accident. I am stepping into it with intention. So let's get practical now, because this message isn't just meant to make you feel something. It's meant to form something. I want to introduce you to a simple but powerful tool that I call the bare minimum get ready protocol. It's not complicated. It doesn't take hours, but it will begin to rewire your mindset, to restore your sense of self, These 4 acts are not chores, they are declarations. They are identity markers. They are anchors when the waves of life start to crash. First one, shower or wash up. This is more than just hygiene. It's symbolic. It's the washing away of yesterday, or of failure, of fatigue, of frustration. It's the moment where you say, I release what I don't need to carry anymore. Even just a 5-minute rinse, even a cool cloth across your face becomes a kind of baptism, a return to presence. 2, put on a thoughtful outfit. Dress with intention, not because you're going anywhere, not because someone will see you, but because you will see you. This is not about impressing, it's about aligning. Choose an outfit that makes you feel grounded, calm, energized, or confident. You don't need new clothes, you just need intentional. What would the woman I'm becoming wear today? That's the question. Because clothing is more than just fabric, it's framing. It frames how you show up in the world. It frames how you speak, how you walk, how you carry your calling. Number 3, style your hair. Your hair doesn't need to be curled or perfect, but it does deserve care. Because when you take time to nurture it, even briefly, you are telling your body you are not forgotten, you are tended to. Pull it back, clip it up, let it fall. Do what feels you, but do it with love. 4, apply lipstick or your signature touch. This is the moment you seal it all in. It might be lipstick, it might be earrings, it might be a little bit of perfume or oil, it might be a bracelet with your children's names on it. It's not about the item, it's about the intention. This is the finishing flame. The I'm ready signal. The internal click that says, yes, she's here. So why this works? There is a principle in behavioral psychology called identity-based habit formation. Here's what it means. We become the kind of person we believe we are by doing the things that that kind of person does. When you consistently do small, identity-affirming actions, your brain starts to believe, I am a woman who prepares. I am a woman who honors herself. I am a woman who shows up with purpose. And from that belief comes transformation. You start speaking differently, parenting differently, working differently, dreaming again. This is not about looking put together. It's about being pulled together from the inside out. Every morning, you engage in this protocol. You are not just getting ready. You are reminding yourself, I am here. I am becoming. This day matters because I matter. You might not see the shift in the mirror right away, but you'll feel it in your posture, in your peace, in the way you respond instead of react. It starts in the dressing and it unfolds in the living. Let's name it, because it is time to stop whispering around it. The real reason we stop getting ready, it isn't exhaustion, it isn't laziness, it's disconnection. A slow, silent forgetting of your own worth. A belief that no one sees us, then maybe it doesn't matter. And worse, that somehow God doesn't mind if we fade into the background. But that's not what he says, and that's not what his word says. Psalm 139:14 declares, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made, not accidentally made, not halfway made, wonderfully. Why would a God who knits you together with such care ask you to hide the very glory He placed in you? He wouldn't. But you have an enemy who would, and he's subtle. He'll use busyness to blur your identity. He'll use guilt to silence your needs. He will use ministry, motherhood, and duty to drain the very radiance that you were meant to carry. Truth is, there is nothing holy about shrinking. There is nothing selfish about showing up fully alive. When you rise, even in the smallest ways, it shifts more than your mourning. It shifts your family, your marriage, your friendships, your creativity, your capacity to lead, serve, and love from a place of fullness. Because when a woman begins to remember who she is, when she begins to treat herself like she matters, everyone around her is changed. Her children see what confidence looks like. Her home becomes rooted in peace instead of chaos. Her words become honey, not heat. Her laughter returns, and the ripple becomes a wave of healing, a wave of hope, a wave of revival, and it starts with something as small as brushing your hair, as sacred as choosing your outfit with care, as intentional as adding the last touch of lipstick before you walk out of your house, even or into another room, even if the room is just your kitchen. So now I want to invite you to create your own bare minimum get ready protocol. What are your 4 things? What actions make you feel seen, steady, and strong? What small rituals anchor you to the woman you know you are? Write them down. Post them on your mirror. Name them, bless them, and start tomorrow. Not because you feel ready, but because you are reclaiming readiness. And if you're ready to go deeper into this journey, if you want to keep rediscovering who you are through faith, fashion, and intentional living, I want to invite you into the Style Bulletin. There is a link down below, and I will send you free, life-giving resources every week that help you do exactly that. Reclaim your radiance without the overwhelm. So let me leave you with this. You don't need more time. You don't need more things. You do need more intention, because every time you prepare, even with the bare minimum, you whisper to your soul, I am worth showing up for. And sister, you are. You are not lost. You are not too far gone. You are not invisible. You are still here. You are still becoming. And you are still worthy of being seen. Even if no one else looks at you today, He does. And you should too. So tomorrow morning, as you reach for your brush, your blouse, your chapstick, don't do it out of obligation, but as worship. As a declaration that this day matters because I matter. And never forget that style is more than what you wear. It's how you step into your God-given purpose. Thank you, and may you rise with new strength, one small, sacred step at a time. I will see you next time.